What are you having?
A grande non-fat cup... a cup of coffee and a slice of pie. Also, I got a little lost. Do you know where the military hospital is out here?
Would you like a warm-up, Gus?
Thanks, Flo. Son, you have an appointment at the MTF?
Appointment? MTF? I was just gonna pop in and introduce myself and say I'm Max. Then make some contacts and...
You can't get in there without an appointment. You don't know what an MTF is? What about the MHS?
No.
OIC? NCOIC? You can't just go and make a cold call at an MTF. There are rules you have to follow, son. Don't you know the rules?
Rules?
You've got to know the rules if you want to make a sale at an MTF. It's not that difficult, Max. I'll lead you through. Eat your pie, you'll feel better. Let me ask you something. How much do you actually know about the MTF?
That's
not enough. Let me give you some background on MTFs and the MHS.
MHS?
Military Health System. Imagine that this is the Department of Defense. Within the D.O.D, you have the Military Health System. The system was created to meet the health care needs of active duty, retirees, and dependents. This means comprehensive medical care to promote a fit, healthy, and protected force. The MHS has nearly 500 military treatment facilities worldwide to support their mission. These MTFs include 70 military hospitals and 411 medical clinics located just within the United States, plus other facilities outside the U.S. All MTFs are not the same. They can range in size from a one-bed hospital in Kunsan, Korea, to a 1,000-bed hospital ship. And with a growing patient population, the MHS is even more taxed today than it was a decade ago. Today, beneficiaries number more than 9 million active and retired service members and their dependents. The MHS provides care for the United States' 7 uniformed services: Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Coast Guard, Public Health Service, and the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. However, you will be calling primarily on Army, Navy, and Air Force facilities. The Marine Corps is served at Navy medical facilities.
So active and retired uniformed service members and their families are all covered by the MHS?
That's correct, son. The MHS's main goal is medical readiness, made up of both wartime and peacetime missions. In wartime, the MHS provides medical support to active duty members for military action. In peacetime, the MHS is responsible for maintaining the health of 1.7 million active duty members and about 7.2 million non-active duty beneficiaries.
What exactly do you mean by medical readiness?
There are 3 pillars of medical readiness. Service members got to be able to hit the ground running, maintain their health, and be free from psychologically and physically stressful conditions.
Thanks for the background, Gus. Now, where's the MTF?
You still don't have an appointment.
Oh, right.
Max, you seem like a good kid. I'll call the gate and they'll let you through. Next time, make an appointment. It's your only way in.
Wow, thanks, Gus. Do you work there?
You can say that. When visiting an MTF for the first time, it's important to figure out how to get in and who to talk to. You'll have to follow specific MTF guidelines. All non-military visitors, such as vendors, must obtain a badge. That's you. Here.
Thanks. How did you...
In most cases, you'll need to contact the pharmacy or logistics department to get access. Not all MTFs have the same guidelines, so you'll have to find out what those are before showing up. For example, exercise discretion when using your cell phone.
You know, this looks a little familiar.
It should, Max. The modern HMO facility is modeled after an MTF. The MTF is an efficiently organized institution. Think of it as an integrated health facility. This means that any MTF can be comprised of various clinics such as family practice, optometry, oncology, and pharmacy. Upon entering a hospital, patients usually can go directly to a clinic. Depending on the department, you may or may not need to see a PCP first. Now, let's take a closer look at the hierarchy and roles within the hospital. A hospital commander, a commissioned officer, oversees the MTF. A deputy commander or chief nurse reports to the hospital commander. Next, you have the department chiefs who head up each unit or clinic. These professionals supervise the doctors, nurses, and ancillary staff within a department. Their responsibilities revolve around operations and procedures, such as establishing prescription policies that align with the formulary, or ensuring that staffing levels and funding meet MHS mission requirements. Then you have pharmacy technicians, medical technicians, and lab technicians. They perform many of the tasks of day-to-day patient care, such as maintaining inventories, administering medication, and running tests. The important thing to remember is this. All enlisted and NCOs are important in patient care, but the NCOICs, that is the department supervisors, are ultimately responsible for the activities of the department. The officer in charge, or OIC, has overall responsibility for the department. Knowing these roles will help you navigate the hierarchy within an MTF.
Paging Colonel Crawford to the pharmacy. Colonel Crawford, please
Well, I'm
report
sure
to the
you'll
pharmacy.
find your way. It was good talking to you.
Thanks, Gus, for your help. Miss, can you tell me where I can find the OIC?
That's Sergeant Stark to you? You know...
Max. My name is Max.
Max, this must be your first time at an MTF. Otherwise, you'd know how to properly address an officer here. Come with me. You're not going to make the same mistake again. Come.
Okay.
Okay, there are enlisted personnel, warrant officers, and commissioned officers. At an MTF, you'll most likely run into commissioned officers and enlisted. CO ranks include captain, major, lieutenant colonel, and colonel. Enlisted include anywhere from private to sergeant major. I suggest looking at the collar, shoulder board, or sleeve to identify an officer's rank, and the pocket for his or her last name. Then address the officer by their rank and last name. If you're not comfortable addressing someone by rank, sir or ma'am is always okay. The best way to know is simply to ask the person how he or she wants to be addressed. Take a look at this chart to familiarize yourself. It shows the ranks and insignias you might encounter. Good, it looks like you have the hang of it. Now, let's see if you can recognize the rank of individuals as we walk by them.
Thanks for all your help. Can I get you a grande cup of... a coffee?
Much appreciated. At MTFs, we follow the federal gift laws. Check out the menu board to figure out which gifts are acceptable. Well, you seem ready to meet with the OIC. Here we are.
I'm certain I got it all.
It was good talking to you, Max. And remember, mind the rank.
Gus! Colonel Crawford, a pleasure meeting you again.
Nice work, son. If you've gotten past Sergeant Stark, you must have learned something. How can I help you?
Thank you, sir. I wanted to talk to you about some of our pharmaceuticals.
Have they been approved by the PEC?
PEC?
You don't know about the PEC? And what about TRICARE?
Oh, boy.
If you're going to get anywhere at the MTF, you need to understand TRICARE. TRICARE is similar to civilian health insurance with a variety of plans available. Standard and extra, prime, for life, and others.
All right, so it's like any other insurance program.
Yes, but there's more to it. Let's take a look at this map of the United States. TRICARE is separated into 3 regions throughout the United States: TRICARE West, South, and North. Each is handled by a different regional contractor. The contractors establish the TRICARE provider network and operate TRICARE service centers throughout the region. They work closely with each regional office to manage the TRICARE benefit at the local level. They also operate toll-free customer service call centers and automated health lines. Similar to a civilian health plan, the contractors manage administrative actions such as enrollment, care authorization, and claims processing for many of the different TRICARE plans, even distributing marketing and educational material about TRICARE. For prescriptions, there's TRICARE Pharmacy. There are different options for obtaining medications, with varying co-payments for generic, formulary, and non-formulary drugs. Through an MTF pharmacy, a beneficiary can get prescriptions filled at no cost if the medication is on the MTF formulary. It's the most convenient option. TRICARE Mail-Order Pharmacy is administered by a contractor and is a good option for prescriptions that beneficiaries take on a regular basis, especially compared to using retail pharmacies. Refills can be requested via mail, by phone, or online. It's also the most cost-effective option. TRICARE Retail Pharmacy Program beneficiaries may use an extensive nationwide network of 60,000 retail pharmacies to fill prescriptions. Finally, beneficiaries can fill prescriptions at non-network pharmacies. This is the most expensive option. Beneficiaries have to pay for the total amount first, then file a claim to receive a partial reimbursement.
You mentioned formulary drugs. Can you tell me more?
Before a drug is included in the formularies, it needs to be approved by the Pharmacoeconomic Center. The PEC exists to improve the clinical, economic, and humanistic outcomes of drug therapy in support of the MHS. Within the Uniform Formulary, some drugs are listed under the Basic Core Formulary and others under Extended Core Formulary. You need to verify which drugs are on a formulary before you can promote them.
So, once I've verified a drug is on the formulary, I can start promoting them?
You could, but it would also be helpful to know about the different TRICARE plans available.
Plans?
There are various plans for different types of beneficiaries. Let's take a look at my family and see which TRICARE plans and pharmacy options they chose. My daughter Janie is in the Navy, and she is covered under TRICARE Prime. All active duty personnel receive this plan for free. TRICARE Prime is optional for dependents. It's the most affordable and comprehensive option, as there are no enrollment fees and no out-of-pocket costs for care received from the assigned primary care manager or with a referral. As a TRICARE Prime beneficiary, Jamie goes to the MTF for her health needs, but she can also choose from TRICARE network providers. Other eligible beneficiaries can enroll and pay an annual fee and get lower out-of-pocket costs than with other TRICARE plans. Now, because Janie lives close to the base, she's able to go to the MTF pharmacy to obtain her medication at no cost if she needs anything. For my brother Norm and his wife Linda, they are covered by TRICARE Standard and Extra. As active duty not enrolled in Prime nor eligible for TRICARE for life, it is the best option for them. They can select any TRICARE authorized provider, whether network or non-network. That's good because they live in the suburbs, not near the MTF. This is a fee-for-service plan, and the costs vary depending on whether the provider is in the network. There's an annual deductible before TRICARE cost share kicks in. This may be an affordable plan for eligible beneficiaries and dependents. And way out in the suburbs, it is more convenient for them to go to an in-network retail pharmacy. That's why they use the TRICARE Retail Network Pharmacy, or TRRX program, for any medication they need.
Oh, and who is that?
Ah, yes, my father. A career military man. Now that he's retired and over 65 years old, he's eligible for TRICARE for Life, a Medicare wraparound plan. Medicare is his primary insurance, and TFL works as a supplemental secondary payer in many cases. This minimizes his out-of-pocket expenses, and for services TRICARE covers that Medicare does not, TFL pays first, though there are deductibles and cost shares. He's a little slower now, though he doesn't like to admit it. It's just more convenient for him to receive his blood pressure meds through the mail. That's why he uses TRICARE mail-order pharmacy. The less stress on him, the better. Each beneficiary under the TRICARE system has specific needs and situations which require unique plans and options. Let's see if you can recognize which TRICARE plans and pharmacy options are ideal for these individuals.
I feel like I'm pretty comfortable with the MTF now. I've learned I need to schedule an appointment first before visiting, and know to observe specific MTF rules, and I know the roles and contacts among MTF staff. Sergeant Stark showed me the importance of recognizing insignia and how to talk to military personnel, active or otherwise. And I reviewed federal laws about appropriate gifts. Finally, I've gained familiarity with the formularies, TRICARE plans, and pharmacy options. Thanks for everything, Colonel.
Glad I could help, son. Some civilians find the military intimidating, but now that you know about the military health system and MTFs, you should feel more at ease. And if any of your colleagues plan on visiting an MTF, give them fair warning. This should not be on-the-job training.
Will do. Now, could I talk to you about our line of pharmaceuticals?
Hold up, son. Did you make an appointment?
Oh boy.